I caught my brother cheating and confronted him about it. He told me if I tell his wife he'll convince everyone I'm a liar. I have two brothers 24 and 32. Brad just broke up with Faye after dating for 8 years, they dated throughout high school and college. James is married to Vicky. They both took the breakup really bad even though it was technically mutual. I honestly don't think either one of them wanted to break up. I think they just had so many people telling them that they're so young and they haven't dated other people and they should go out and explore what else is out there, even though neither of them really wanted to. My brother James was one of those people. He kept telling my brother that it was crazy that he tied himself down for high school and college, and even though Faye is a great girl he should date around a bit. Anyway, yesterday I was babysitting for this family who go to the center I work at, who live the next town over. We went for a walk and just happened to walk through town, where Faye's new apartment is. Her and my brother used to live together. She couldn't afford the rent there on her own, so she got a new place. It's right on Main Street, so it's not like we went out of our way or anything. So we're walking by and I see my oldest brother's truck there. It was definitely his, which is whatever. There are like a million reasons why he might be there. But then on my way home, about 1 a.m., I was at a takeout place across the street from the apartments eating with my friend, and my brother walks out with Faye. They talk outside his truck for a bit and it all seemed totally normal, but then she goes to walk away and he grabbed her arm and pulled her back towards him and kissed her. Then they both got into the truck and drove away. So I posted this morning about what to do, and a lot of people told me to tell him to tell her, so I went to him and I told him what I saw, and I told him that if he didn't tell his wife that I was going to. He didn't really react at all. He just rolled his eyes and said, not in his exact words, but that if I told his wife anything he would just convince everyone I was jealous of Faye and was lying to cause drama. I told him he was a jerk and I was going to tell her anyway, so he literally said fine, pulled out his phone and FaceTimed his wife. When she picked up he was like, "Carrie has something to tell you," and handed me the phone. I just froze up and didn't say anything because I wasn't prepared for it. His wife was just like, "What was that all about?" And my brother was like, "Oh, it's just her being dramatic again." Then he hung up and told me that I had no idea what I was talking about, and if I didn't mind my own business he would make things worse for me. Now I'm really confused as to what I should do, because what if I tell her and she doesn't believe me and now everyone thinks I made up a horrible story and hates me? Comment. I'd start with talking to Brad, since James was probably fucking his girlfriend before they broke up. Honestly, Brad deserves to know from you more than Vicky does. He's your brother. Even if this started after the breakup, his brother is sleeping with his ex and that's beyond fucked. That betrayal plus threatening you says everything y'all need to know about James. Sibling solidarity with Brad is the way to start. There's likely a lot about Brad's relationship and breakup with Faye that you don't know, and this info could help him get some answers. Next time, grab proof. I bet if you go to that town some other time, you can photo his truck at her apartment. That would really help him not be able to lie to his wife. I caught my ex-fiancé cheating on me with a married man. When I confronted the dude about him telling his wife, he basically said the same thing your brother did to me. And his wife's first response after I told her, was, "Do you have any proof?" In this day and age of technology, solid evidence is easy to gather. A photo sends 1,000 words. But also definitely chat with your other brother about this. 100% just remember your whole life that instead of begging you not to tell or agreeing to do what you said when he was caught like a normal shithead cheater, he threatened you and raised the stakes by showing he was willing to involve other people. Never trust him. Never believe him. Never depend on him for anything. Never let him know you don't trust or depend on him. Just don't catch his attention and be around him as little as possible. But when big stuff for family memers like end-of-life care or inheritance comes around, remember that he can't be trusted. Tell them both, Vicky deserves more. She's a wife living in lies. Wow, the sexism to tell a guy first when it's the ex, even if it went on before it was a GF, not a wife. Don't listen to sexism, they both deserve the truth from you. You for the brother, since you saw it with your eyes. you to the wife because your other brother is a POS human who is most likely a narcissist and will try to further manipulate her. Next story 2. Boyfriend calls me crazy for finding out he was cheating on me. What should I do? We have been dating for 11 months now. At 7 months into the relationship I found out he was flirting with a woman by chat. I noticed he would always like other females' pictures and for 3 times I told him it made me uncomfortable. He promised he wouldn't do it again, but at 7 months in I saw he liked a female picture not related to him. I asked him who she was and he said he didn't know, and at the time he was R and told me to F off. I then messaged that woman indirectly and long story short found out he was flirting with her, wanted to ask her out on a date, put a heart emoji in her stories, said he wanted to hear her voice. At the time me and him were mostly cool, he was broke at times so I would give him some money, we would make love, spend good time together just for him to message her at night. And worst thing is she had a boyfriend and he knew. She never accepted to meet him but he told he things about him. She sent me all the chats and I told him, we talked, argue, there were screams, cries, a break and we got back together. However just today and even after some weeks of that he keeps saying never do that again, never message my contacts, if you ever message my contacts again it's over. What you did was stupid and childish. I hate when he says this and it lead to an argument because it's like he wants to put the blame on me, when it's something he shouldn't even mention. If he was really sorry I'd expect him to just apologize and even try to bring it up as less as possible. He also always says all men cheat. Also Todzi he punched me out of nowhere on my arm and said I need to be strong. Which I'm worried whether it will turn into actual violence. I'd like some advice as to whether what I did was crazy like he makes me out to be or if he is manipulating me. The fact is I only messaged her because my instinct told me something was up. I don't message anyone else and didn't. Comment. You deserve safe love. That means respect. If you don't leave, and he never does deep work on himself and does the work to repair trust, which seems unlikely based on his actions, you are in for a life of never feeling seen, cared for, and safe. You'll continue wonder if you can trust what he's saying, and the gaslighting will hurt your relationship and your sense of self. You deserve a better life than that, and you can't do that work for him. I've been married for longer than you've been alive and let me tell you, you aren't the one being childish in this relationship. He's broken your trust multiple times and then accuses you of being obsessed. You aren't obsessed. You don't trust him. And you shouldn't. And that's all on him. I dated a guy who, early on, told me to shut up during an argument. When I didn't speak the rest of the ride home, he asked why, as we pulled into my driveway. I said that I had been told to shut up. He angrily replied, well then you just continue to shut up. I was an idiot. I called him that weekend and went out with him again. We ended up married for 13 years, and my 31-year-old daughter still berates me for the damage that was done to her, during that cycle of abuse. During my second marriage, my husband was consistently kind, considerate, and loving. Knowing what I know now, the first time Op's boyfriend told her to F off, I would have F'd off and kept on going. Girl, you are 8 years younger than this guy, and you are giving him money. What does he offer you? He is 33 years old and is bumming money from his 25-year-old girlfriend while trying to find some greener grass. TBH, he probably doesn't consider you to be his girlfriend. You're just one of the girls he talks to, which is why he treats you this way. If it's a booty call situation you want, then keep it as is, but if it's a relationship you want, he's not for you. He's 33 and still looking around for girls like he's 20. Throw him back in the ocean, girl, and rebait your hook. One day you will land the right catch. Honey, he doesn't love you. He doesn't even really like you. You're convenient sex and an ATM. You're someone to hang out with when he's bored. No one who liked you would treat you like this. No one who cared about you would do or say any of those things. Step back and ask yourself a question. What would you say if this was your best friend's boyfriend? Your little cousins? Hell, your co-workers? Would you tell them to put up with this? Would you tell them you think he's a good guy really? You deserve the kind of man that makes everyone else say I wish I had someone like him. Trust me, literally no one is saying that about this guy.